Have you ever wondered why some individuals seem to have a mysterious, even sinister influence over others? Welcome to the world of dark psychology, a realm that unveils the shadowy facets of the human psyche. This is not just about the villains you see in movies or read about in books, but about real people and their ability to manipulate, deceive, and exert psychological control. Dark psychology is a study of the human condition, with a focus on its more ominous aspects. It's about understanding the various tools and tactics employed by those who choose to operate in the shadows of the human mind. We're talking about manipulation, deception, and other forms of psychological control, which can be as fascinating as they are disturbing. So buckle up, because we're about to dive into the complex and intriguing world of dark psychology traits. Get ready to delve into the intriguing world of dark psychology traits. One of the most common traits of dark psychology is manipulation. Now, what does manipulation really mean? At its core, manipulation is a kind of social influence. It's a way of steering someone's behavior or perception to achieve one's own ends. It's a subtle art, a game of chess played in the minds. Manipulators are often masters of persuasion. They weave a web of words, cleverly playing on emotions and exploiting cognitive biases. They can make the unreasonable seem reasonable, the abnormal seem normal. They know how to push the right buttons, how to play on your fears and desires, how to make you dance to their tune without you ever realizing it. But manipulation isn't just about smooth talking. It's also about knowing when to hold back, when to listen, when to give you the illusion of control. Manipulators are experts at reading people, at understanding what makes them tick. They can spot your weaknesses, your vulnerabilities, and they know exactly how to use them to their advantage. They might prey on your insecurities, stoke your ego, or play the victim. They might use guilt, fear, or confusion as weapons. They might promise the moon, only to give you dust. They might twist facts, distort reality, or outright lie. The methods vary, but the goal remains the same: to control, to dominate, to bend you to their will. But manipulation is not always about malice. Sometimes it's a survival strategy, a way to navigate a world that can be harsh and unforgiving. Sometimes it's a defense mechanism, a shield against pain and rejection. Sometimes it's a desperate cry for attention, for love, for validation. Not all manipulators are villains. Some are victims themselves, trapped in a vicious cycle of manipulation and deceit. But whether it's driven by malice or desperation, manipulation is a dark art. It's a game of power and control, a dance of dominance and submission. It's a violation of trust, a breach of boundaries. It's a tool that can cause pain and suffering, shatter relationships, and destroy lives. So, manipulation is a powerful tool in the hands of those practicing dark psychology. Another key trait of dark psychology is narcissism. Often misunderstood as mere vanity, narcissism delves much deeper into the psyche. It's more than just an obsession with one's appearance or achievements. Narcissism is a complex personality trait characterized by an inflated sense of self-importance and a deep-seated need for admiration. Imagine someone who views themselves as the center of the universe, the main character in a movie where everyone else is just a supporting role. This is the lens through which a narcissist sees the world, where their needs, wants, and desires take precedence over everything else. But it's not just about being self-centered. Narcissists possess a compelling charm and charisma that draws people in. They're often very good at making themselves appear attractive, interesting, and even empathetic. But beneath the surface, there's a constant need for validation and admiration from others. It's like a thirst that can never be quenched. An important aspect of narcissism is the lack of empathy. While narcissists can mimic empathetic behavior when it serves them, they typically struggle to truly understand and share the feelings of others. They see people as tools to be used for their own gain, rather than as individuals with their own needs and feelings. This lack of empathy can lead to manipulative behavior, as the narcissist prioritizes their own needs over the well-being of others. Narcissism isn't always easy to spot. It can be masked by charm, charisma, and a seemingly high self-esteem. But beneath the surface, it's a trait that can cause immense harm, particularly in interpersonal relationships. The narcissist's constant need for validation and inability to empathize with others can lead to toxic dynamics, where the other person feels undervalued and unseen. Narcissism, therefore, is another dark trait that can have a profound impact on interpersonal relationships. Machiavellianism is another trait often associated with dark psychology. Now let's delve deeper into this intriguing facet of human behavior. Named after the Italian diplomat and writer Niccolò Machiavelli, Machiavellianism refers to the tendency of individuals to be manipulative, deceitful, and exploitative in their dealings with others. In essence, it's a strategy employed by some to gain power and control, often at the expense of others. These individuals are often characterized by their cunning minds and strategic maneuvers. Imagine playing a game of chess. A person with high Machiavellian tendencies would treat life as such a game, where every move is calculated, and every action is a step towards achieving their ultimate goal. They are not necessarily malicious, but they are definitely self-serving. The fascinating or perhaps unsettling aspect of Machiavellianism is the way it disregards morality. To a Machiavellian, the end justifies the means. If lying, cheating, or manipulating others will get them closer to their goal, they won't hesitate to do so. Moral boundaries that most people respect and abide by are often seen as mere obstacles to be overcome by those with high Machiavellian tendencies. It's important to remember that Machiavellianism, like all traits, exists on a spectrum. Not everyone who exhibits these traits is a villain or a ruthless manipulator. Some people might just be more strategic in their approach to life, carefully planning their actions and thinking steps ahead. However, when these traits are taken to an extreme, they can become problematic, leading to harmful behavior and strained relationships. So, how can one deal with a Machiavellian? The key is to recognize the signs. Be aware of manipulative tactics, question motives, and remember to maintain your own boundaries. It's also crucial to understand that everyone has the capacity to change, and that with understanding and empathy, even the most Machiavellian individuals can learn healthier ways to interact with others. Machiavellianism, as you can see, is a dark trait that involves calculating and strategic manipulation. It's a fascinating study into the complexities of human behavior and the lengths some people will go to achieve their goals. The final dark trait we'll cover today is psychopathy, a term that might send chills down your spine, and for good reason. Psychopathy is one of the most enigmatic and unsettling aspects of dark psychology. So, what exactly is psychopathy? It's characterized by persistent antisocial behavior, a lack of empathy, and often a bold, disinhibited, and egotistical nature. Psychopaths are not necessarily violent criminals as often portrayed in the media. They can be individuals who blend into society, charming and charismatic, yet underneath that veneer, there's a chilling indifference to the feelings of others. Psychopaths have a knack for manipulation, using it as a tool to get what they want, without any consideration for the person on the receiving end. This manipulative temperament is often masked by a superficial charm, making it difficult to identify a psychopath. One of the key identifiers of psychopathy is the lack of remorse. Most of us feel guilt when we do something wrong, but not psychopaths. They don't possess that internal check which makes us question our actions. This absence of guilt allows them to act in ways that most people would find morally reprehensible. Another alarming aspect of psychopathy is the display of antisocial behavior. This doesn't necessarily mean that they're asocial or introverted. Rather, antisocial in this context refers to a disregard for the rights of others and societal norms. What's truly frightening about psychopathy is that it's not always noticeable. You might work with a psychopath, be friends with one, or even be related to one and not realize it. They are often adept at mimicking emotions and can appear quite normal to the untrained eye. Psychopathy, a chilling dark trait, often leaves a trail of harm and destruction in its wake. It's a stark reminder of the complexities of the human mind and the dark corners that exist within it. Now that we've uncovered the main traits of dark psychology, let's summarize. We delved into the murky waters of manipulation, where the puppeteers of the mind reside, using influence and persuasion to control others. Then, we explored the cavernous depths of narcissism, a trait characterized by excessive self-love, lack of empathy, and a hunger for admiration. Our journey took us further into the realm of Machiavellianism, a trait named after the cunning and unscrupulous diplomat, Niccolo Machiavelli. Here, individuals use strategic and deceitful tactics to achieve their ends. Lastly, we confronted the chilling reality of psychopathy, a trait associated with remorseless, impulsive, and antisocial behavior. These traits are not just fascinating aspects of human behavior, but are crucial to understand. Recognizing them can help us protect ourselves from potential harm. Remember, understanding dark psychology traits can arm you with the knowledge to spot and possibly mitigate their impact. Stay safe and informed.